So maybe, with all this weather, you're missing digging around in the dirt. So Rebecca Kolls might have the perfect idea for you, a terrarium.
We wanted to take another look at Rebecca's pointers on how to create one of the glass gardens inside your home.
Terrariums are nothing more than miniature gardens under glass. They are fuss-free gardens that require minimal space. Now, terrariums have been around for thousands of years, but suddenly what's old is new again. They're back in fashion. Joining me is Dennis Orphy from Bachman's. So why are these back? What makes them so popular now?
Well, Rebecca, I think everything retro is big again, and I remember growing up with these back in the 70s with the cute little animals in them, and it's just a great wintertime activity for the kids and for us adults. We all want a little green in our lives in the dead of winter.
Right, and I love the fact that, number one, they're very easy to maintain, but for people with small spaces, this is the bomb. This really works.
Right. First of all, you want to choose a glass vessel, and the glass vessels come in all different shapes and containers, sizes. You can even use a mason jar if you have that at home. This is a cute little one that hangs. Some of them have a cover, some of them are without a cover. So in addition to the glass container or vessel, you will need a lightweight potting soil. You will also need some preserved sheet moss and a gravel. It does not, for the base, it does not have to be a decorative gravel. It can just be a basic gravel.
All right, let's show everybody how to do it.
Okay, let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to layer in the activated charcoal at the bottom. So on this we want about a 1/4 inch.
And we should just say, you can't use charcoal out of your barbecue bag.
That's correct.
It's got to be
this is different.
Like sterilized.
Yeah, smaller pieces. So it is different than your regular barbecue charcoal. And then on top of that, I'm going to take some gravel, and I'm going to do about a 1/4 inch layer on top of the charcoal.
Nice.
Okay, so then the next step is we're going to take some of this preserved sheet moss, and what this is going to do is it is going to act as a barrier so that the soil does not permeate through to the gravel. Okay, and then on top of the sphagnum moss, we're going to add our lightweight potting soil. And we're going to do probably about 1.5 inches or so. Okay, and then the fun part now is choosing your plants. So what I like to do is I like to group plants in 3s or 5s. Odd numbers are more pleasing to the eye than even numbers. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to choose a taller plant for the back.
And are all these plants the same light requirements? Is that important here? Just like any other plants?
Yeah, most of these plants require medium to bright light.
Okay.
So now that we've got our plants selected, we're going to go ahead and pop these guys in. And these are little starter plants, which you can find here at Bachman's.
They're adorable.
They are. So I'm going to take this out and I'm going to gently flare those roots out because we don't have a lot of soil depth in this terrarium. So we're just going to do that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pop that in and pat it down a little bit. Make sure that guy's all in there. So now that we've got that planted.
Now we could leave this as is, right?
You could, yes.
This could be finished, but no, you're going to take it to the next level.
Yes, we're going to add some decorative elements to the top to just make it a little bit prettier. So I think it's kind of fun to mix and match a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some of this bark in here like so. Kind of got to have small fingers to do this.
Well, that's why the kids. This
yes,
is a perfect project for the kids.
Okay,
oh, look how cute.
A little bit more in the front there. And then comes the even more fun part, which would be adding our little decorative elements here. So we've got a little fairy and a squirrel.
Oh, sure.
We've got a little fox. We've got a little kitty cat if you want to add that. Some rabbits. So we've got a lot of different decorative choices that you can add. You know, I think I'm kind of eyeing up this little fox here, so maybe we'll just pop him right off to the side.
Look at that. It is a little piece of art. My granddaughter is going to go nuts over this.
Perfect for kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about care. What do we need to do to
Sure.
keep this thriving?
Okay. Well, this particular container has a cover, so you can keep the cover on and that'll increase the humidity in there, but I would not leave the cover on all the time because you do want some airflow
Let it
in there.
breathe.
So I would just pop the cover open like that. It'll start to get kind of sweaty in there, and that's when you want to pop the cover open. You never want to put it in direct sunlight because that's basically going to create a greenhouse effect and cook those plants in there.
Oh, okay.
So south or west window, but away from the window. So bright and direct light is perfect.
So this is just one of the examples of a beautiful terrarium you can make at home. Look around. You can save a lot of money by finding your own glass. Maybe you have your stones and pebbles and even little trinkets. But if you come to Bachman's, everything you need is right here. And what do you think we're going to spend for something like this?
The container is probably the most costliest part of this terrarium. I would say you're looking at about $40, $50, somewhere in that range.
40, 50 bucks for, let's see, an hour of pleasure with the kids. A year's worth of beautiful plants growing on the desk. I think that's worth it. It's a good investment.
Absolutely.
Rebecca Kolls, WCCO 4 News.
Thanks, Rebecca. Instagram, great place to get Rebecca's DIY tips for your home and your garden.